Gotcha! Greetings again, my fellow YouTubers. My name's Doyle, and this is Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. Sorry, I got a little mixed up on my actual new intro, so I apologize. I just got carried away with the intro. Alright, on to my review. Today I'm going to review one of my absolute favorite holiday classics. It's none other, as you could tell by me doing a little bit of the intro as best I could, and the scream as best I could, Home Alone from 1990. Originally released by Fox, directed by Chris Columbus, and written and produced by John Hughes. Now here's my copy. This is the actual original Fox video release from 1991. Yeah, I'm sorry the packaging's got a little old and stuff, because I've had this for a long time. Yeah. But anyway, I remember going to the theater seeing this as I was a kid. It was my 11th birthday, even though Christmas was over with, but this was a flick I couldn't miss. I just really wanted to see. I know I rarely got to go to the theater often, but, well, I actually did want to go see it, and I did. Anyway, Home Alone's definitely one of my absolute favorites. I mean, alongside other holiday flicks like It's a Wonderful Life, which after seeing a clip from a different language and what have you, and after all this time, I realized I'm missing out on a good flick, so I started watching that, and you'll be seeing me review that later on this month. Anyway, now, I'm going to give you 5 seconds to stop this review if you've not seen this, because this is a film, if you've not seen this, you don't know what you're missing, but if you have not seen this, you got 5 seconds to stop this video. Okay, you've been warned. If you go on with this video and not follow the 5-second warning, here we go with my review. Now, Home Alone focuses on an 8-year-old kid named Kevin McAllister, played by Macauly Culkin, who had recently starred in the original Uncle Buck with John Candy, who actually makes an appearance in this movie. Of course, this would be the one that would catapult Culkin into being a household name and instant celebrity, and would go on to star in movies like My Girl and Richie Rich, and also the rarely remembered Saturday morning show Wish Kid. Anyway, now we start out in Chicago, and we see a big house where it's overrun by a huge family, the McAllisters. Well, they're planning to take a trip to Paris, and well, policeman's kind of waiting on them, but unbeknownst to them, that's going to be, well, a lead to our bad guys, but I'll explain about that later. But anyway, Kevin comes in bothering his parents and what have you, and all that jazz. Well, he's just causing trouble like any 8-year-old kid would. Especially when there's so much commotion going on with all his siblings. Of course, his parents, Pete McAllister, played by the late great John Hurd, and Kate McAllister, played by Catherine O'Hara, who actually recently played Mrs. Deeds in Beetlejuice a couple years before this. And of course, she would later go on to achieve fame in Christopher Guest's mockumentaries, and of course, she was also on the comedy sketch program SCTV, Second City Television, which also starred John Candy. I'll get to him later. Excuse me. But anyway, and of course there's his siblings, Buzz, Megan, Lenny, and Jeff. Now, he's just having situations with them, and even with his Aunt Leslie and Uncle Frank and their kids. I can't remember all their names, especially the only one I can remember is the little one, Fuller, who is played by Macaulay's kid brother, Kieran Culkin. Yes, I actually didn't notice it was him until the second one came out. That was kind of a big surprise. So apparently, after getting into so much of a situation with a lot of his siblings, most notably Buzz and what have you, who was played by Devin Rattray, who was more recently last seen in on the recent hit series of The Tick, which that happened to have just been canceled. I've been hearing reports they're possibly going to bring it back, maybe on another streaming service since Amazon dropped it, but who knows? He played the tinfoil Kevin, the guy with the tinfoil head. Yeah. Okay, back to Home Alone. Sorry, back to reality. Anyway, Buzz is telling Kevin, one of his cousins, about the guys out there shoveling the sidewalks with the salt. That it was an old man Marley, who was played by Robert Blossom, who I don't know too much of what movies he's in, except for Christine, which I reviewed that back in October. Well, they think he's a killer or something like that. Anyway, soon the pizza delivery guy comes along with, well, a whole lot of pizzas. Well, and I really like it when, the supposed policeman asks if that's Mr. McAllister, that when he meets Mr. McAllister, he's like, I like to have a word with you, sir. And he's like, am I under arrest or something? He's like, no, it's this Christmas time, there's always a lot of burglaries around the house. So we just checked in there to see if everybody's taking proper precautions, that's all. Yeah. So everyone's bound to have pizzas and what have you. But then Kevin gets into a real fight with Buzz after he eats all his cheese pizza. Boy, a big fight there, and boy, everybody's awful tore up of him, causing a colossal bit of a mess or something like that. Well, yeah, it caused a mess. Caused the passports and the tickets to get all soaked in Pepsi and what have you. Yeah, that's a fun part. Uh, one of the folks yells to folks like, Fuller, go easy on the Pepsi. Yeah, Pepsi was a proud sponsor for this movie, and so was American Airlines. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, but Miss McAllister gets upset at Kevin and everybody is. Besides, takes him to the third floor and what have you. So, apparently tells who thinks is an actual policeman, but it's not. But I'll explain later. Says that they're planning to take a trip to Paris. So soon, Kevin's just upset as he go on to the egg, which is the third floor, and so tells him that now he doesn't want to see family for the rest of his life. Doesn't want to see anybody else either. And Mr. McAllister's just like, I hope you don't mean that. You'd feel pretty sad if you woke up tomorrow morning and you didn't have a family. Like, no, I wouldn't. And say it again. Maybe it'll happen. He just gets upset and goes upstairs. Then lies back on the bed, thinking to himself, wishing that they would all just disappear. So, then it gets all windy and what have you. A tree branch breaks off, and yeah, and falls on the power lines, causing a blackout. Soon, vans from the airport shows up to get him, and well, apparently they're checking. The cows are still asleep. Kate picks up her watch, not aware that the power's gone out. Boy, and then the fun starts. Like, Peter! They've all gone, they both say, we slept in! And quickly run around, boy, it's so much fun. Then this kid, Mitch Murphy, from not too far away in the neighborhood, comes up, and so once, the Macauly kids get in line for a head count, he mistakenly gets counted. So, everything, so after he leaves, they're all, the other Macauly's get on the head on to there, and that's one of the cousins. Heather's her name, I do believe. Yes, yeah, there were. She said there were 11. Yeah, 5 boys, 6 girls, 4 parents, 2 drivers, and a partridge in a pear tree. That was funny. So we head to the airport. They're racing down to the gate they're supposed to be. And while we're hearing Chuck Berry's Run, Rudolph, Run. That's a great Christmas song, actually. So, they just made it in time. They hit on board, and, well, they got to their seats, and, well, Kate tells her husband, hope we didn't forget anything. So, then we go back to the house, and Kevin wakes up, and he doesn't hear much of anything. So, he goes out from the egg as the plane starts taking off, heads down to the kitchen, turns on the TV, and well, Miracle on 34th Street is on. Of course, that's another film Fox produced. That was long ago, and well, Kevin's just looking around while it's going, but then he just gets on, turns it off, calls out for his mom, and then we see the plane right in the sky. Yeah. They're just talking to each other, P and KR, and well, after that, we're back in McAllister's. Kevin's looking around for everyone, looking for his parents' bedroom, and then goes into Buzz's room, where we just see nothing going on but his tarantula moving around in its little glass case. Then he goes into the basement, and soon he kind of gets spooked by the furnace. Yeah, thinks it's like a monster coming to life. Yeah, and he's like, it's only my imagination. Only my imagination. And boy, the door, the furnace starts opening up, makes a roaring sound, and Kevin rushes out. Goes out and sees that their cars are still there, and as the garage door is still open, couldn't believe this. Goes back to the kitchen, thinks for a moment. He fears he made his family disappear. And you remember what everybody told him and what have you in some parts. And then with a sly look, he's like, I made my family disappear. Then, yep. And then soon the real fun begins. Kevin just starts by jumping around his parents' bed, having some popcorn. Yep, that was funny. And then he's just like screaming and going wild. Woo! Goes into Buzz's room, inside his big trunk and what have you. He takes out a Playboy magazine, and that's what introduced me to that, as a matter of fact. Well, he couldn't believe it. Throw the bag. It's like, no clothes on anybody. It's sickening. It's like, then he finds some firecrackers and just comes out for his brother when he's not around, and oh boy, and then soon he sees a BB gun, takes and shoots down some sports figures, and the spatula that's holding the little laundry chute door. Yeah, real cool. He sets up a big Sunday and puts in the movie Angels with Filthy Souls. That's pretty funny. Yeah, tells the snakes and then this guy Johnny and what have you, and you know how that little thing goes, and he's like, tell you what, I'm gonna give you snakes. I'm gonna give you to the count of 10 to get your ugly yellow. Yeah, no good keister on my property before I pump your guts full of lead. Take his Tommy gun, right? It's like 1, 2, 10. Keep the change, you filthy animal. Oh, I love it. Boy, Kevin does not. Mom! Well, meanwhile on the plane, Kate's awoken. It's like, we didn't do something. Well, Pete's like, well, you just worried. We were in a hurry. We took care of everything. Believe me, we did. Like, did I turn off the coffee? No, I did. Did you lock up? She asked him. Like, yeah. Did you close the garage? And it's like, that's it. I forgot to close the garage. That's it. Just when everything's calm, it's like, no, that's not it. What else could we be forgetting? And then, Kevin! Yep. And the next morning, Kevin's already decided to have a little fun, setting up his his little slab on top of the stairs, right to go out the front door. Kids, don't try this at home, and don't get your parents' permission. Okay, that could be pretty darn dangerous. And held on tight to the rope, and zoom! Out he goes! I believe that was a Slayer toboggan. I may be wrong. Boy, he mentally, well, ooh, yeah, kind of a little shaken by it. Well, I figured they will call Chicago as soon as they land because their phones are still out of order. Boy, couldn't even believe it. And Kate's like, what kind of mother am I? And Uncle Frank's just like, if it makes you feel any better, I forgot my reading glasses. So, meanwhile, later that night in Chicago, we see the, supposed cop, but it wasn't. It was one of these two crooks. Here with me are bad guys, Marv and Harry. Harry, who is played by Joe Pesci, who, of course, best known for being in the Lethal Weapon sequels, as well as Goodfellas and lots of other gangster movies, and more recently, The Irishman. And Daniel Stern, who had starred in the original Frankenweenie short film. I was going to review about how I decided to scrape it for now. And he was also currently the narrator, the grown-up version of Kevin Arnold, the voice of the grown-up Kevin Arnold on TV's The Wonder Years. And of course, he also was in City Slickers. He's Marv. Yeah, they can't believe there's so many families gone, and he tells Marv the automatic lights go off. Yes, and then once on the last one, it's the McAllisters, and he's like, it's low, it's got lots of top-link goods, there's stereos, VCRs, toys, and Marv says, yeah, and Harry's just like, probably loads of very fine jewelry, possible cash hoard, unmarketable securities out there. Who knows? It's a gem. And here comes my favorite line. Grab your crowbar. Crowbars up and... Well, and then we see Kevin just sleeping while How the Grinch Stole Christmas is playing, which I'll be reviewing that later in the month. And... Well, Marv and Harry are pulling up, and Kevin wakes up when he hears something something. The door's closed, and they look around and see their silhouettes, and rushes to turn the lights on and turn the light on to the outside of the basement. They couldn't. Wait, thought you said they were gone, Mark. Harry's like, they were supposed to leave this morning. He's like, let's get out of here. Boy, Kev's scared, hiding under the bed. So we're now at the Paris airport. Everyone races. Kate's trying to get this French woman off the phone, and then manages to get the collar off, and then the guy on the airline off, and then calls up Chicago. Kevin's feeling pretty unhappy. He's like, "This is ridiculous. Only a wimp would be hiding under a bed, and I can't be a wimp. I'm the man of the house." So he crawls out and calls out, "I'm not afraid anymore." But just then, a shadowy figure appears up. It's old man Marley. Ken's just like, ah! Ah! It rushes back to the house. So my laughter every time. Just scream for like a minute or minute and a half or 2 minutes. Who knows? Then he jumps back into his spokesman and covers himself up completely. So Kate gets rid of the police department and tries to get through to them and explain everything, and then sends them to the family crisis thing, and then not too thrilled, and then just gets in back to the police department. So they send the policeman over. Well, doesn't hear anything. Well, they couldn't get nothing for Chicago, so everything was booked. So Kate just feels like she just wants to get back to Kevin, and well, they decided. Peter says the best thing to do is possibly wait. Well, a few days, 2 days, and what have you. So decided to try and go to his Peter's brother's house, and that way they could get back in touch with the police. So, but Kate's just like, Kevin's home all by himself. I'm not leaving unless it's on an airplane, but, well, when the flight attendant says that they're doing everything they can, says if you want to stay at the airport, maybe we can get you on standby. Yeah, there was a possibility. So she decided to stay at the airport while everyone's going off. Now, the next morning in Chicago, Pierre and Kate's bathroom's being run by Kevin, of course. He's just having a bit of a time straightening of his hair after a good bath and what have you. Well, using the right guard deodorant spray and Brute cologne. Oh boy. Yeah, he couldn't seem to find his toothbrush, and after he slaps the cologne, he's like, ah! Well, Kevin decides to do another thing, get to Buzz's life savings, and he does. But as he reaches the very top just to get that tin box, the boards tails break, and boy, he crushes. He's okay though, but it breaks the glass case, the tarantulas, and it's now free. Kevin's all bundled up, heading off, and soon he stops short and sees Marvin Harry's van, and he's like, I thought the Murphys went to Florida. And then walks off. Well, Harry's enjoying fun with a remote control car while Marv's making so much noise and what have you. Yeah. Until the phone rings and Pierce calling them, Mr. McAllister, tells them, gives some information here. And Marv calls out to his partner about the house they were at, and says that the McAllisters really were gone. Yeah, Harry knew they were, and Marv's so happy, and Harry's check out a kaleidoscope, which that was real cool. Meanwhile, at the local drugstore, I believe it was, Kevin's got a toothbrush, and, well, he's asked if this is approved by the American Dental Association. Nobody even knows, not the clerk or any other workers. Well, he was still waiting until a kind of a hand with a white handkerchief or something like that was around, and it's, you guessed it, old man Marley. Boy, the look on in his eyes just kind of spooked old Kev. Tries to leave without paying that toothbrush, and he's on the way. Well, one of the workers tries to get him and calls out for a nearby cop that there's a shoplifter. Kevin makes a getaway from that cop big time. And then races over a bridge and looks at it, it's like, I'm a criminal. Meanwhile, Marv is making a little bit of a, well, catastrophe at the Murphy's place. Stuffing their drinks with, I don't know, look like paper towels, strong paper towels, and turns the faucets to their sinks on, the kitchen sink. Oh boy. Yes. Once he makes it in, Harry's like, you did it again, didn't you? You let the water run, didn't you? What's wrong with you? Why you do that? I told you not to do it. It's like, Harry, it's our calling card. All the great ones leave their marker. We're the wet bandits. Oh boy. Boy, while they're arguing as they pull out, Kevin's coming right down the sidewalk. Well, Harry quick puts on right. Kevin just screams right in front of it, moves on ahead. Harry's like, hey, you gotta watch out for traffic, son, you know? Sorry, Kevin said. And Margaret's like, say don't visit the funeral homes, little buddy. It's like, okay. Merry Christmas, said Harry, and we see the gold tooth, which that's actually proves that he's, well, which we know was the one that was given by the fake policeman. That was Harry in disguise. Boy, he's in shock. Kevin is. Makes a move. He's like, Marv's like, what's the matter? It's like, I don't want the way that kid looked at me. Yeah, and so they follow him, and soon Kevin races much further and hides from them in a little bit of a kind of a, what was it? I know he was hiding from them at the church. Oh yeah, well, hiding in the manger scene. Yeah, that was cool. And so he decides to set up a little something for Marv and Harry, pretending that his folks were there, fixing everything up, and Rocking Around the Christmas Tree by Brenda Lee's playing. That's a good Christmas tune. You get to hear some pretty good Christmas tunes in this. And soon he manages to get him to go. Well, at Peter's brother's place, still trying to get through, but no one's around, and they have still no luck. Well, Buzz is telling Megan that Kevin, well, he's not all that worried about Kevin and Buzz. So apparently, then after that, we see that Kevin's called the pizza place Little Nero's, a kind of a take of Little Caesars. So he fixes up the sound system in the big speakers for the sound system in the TV in the kitchen, and plays Angels with Filthy Souls. He plays scenes with just Johnny's voice, and well, manages to fix everything up and scares him with the machine gun scene. That's really funny. Got the cheese pizza. Kate manages to try to get herself on a plane to get back home to Chicago, and she does, through an old couple. And well, Kevin's just watching Johnny Carson, and then after that, looks at the picture of him and his family, and then goes to bed. And soon we hear the Spinners' White Christmas. That's another good one. Getting everything prepared for another day. And he's out shopping, getting the milk and what have you. Oh boy. The clerk, well, can't even believe this. It's like, are you here all by yourself? And it's like, ma'am, I'm 8 years old. Do you think I'd be shopping here alone? I don't think so. Like, where's your mom? My mom's in the car. Where's your father? He's at work. What about your brothers and sisters? I'm an only child. Like, where you live? I can't tell you that. Why not? You're a stranger. So So Kevin got everything in 2 old bags. They bust, and Kevin gets back home, but does the laundry in the basement. Soon the furnace comes, gets it going again. We hear a strange voice. Hello, Kevin. Yeah, Kevin's just like, shut up, and doors just closing, and Kevin walks off. Well, the wet bandits aren't too thrilled with what's going on, so Marv checks everything, and well, he manages to get to hear everything about what Kevin did with the pizza boy and what have you. Well, soon Marv gets scared by the Tommy gun and rushes back. Someone just got blown away. I've heard the name Snakes before. It's like, I don't know no snakes. And it's like, let's get out of here. And it's like, let's wait and see who it is. And while he talks about that, soon Kate lands and is still trying to get through. She's now in Scranton, can't get through to the clerk to get to Chicago more faster. And soon she meets Gus Polinski, that's John Candy's character, who of course recently had a pretty good Saturday morning show with Camp Candy and other stuff. But anyway, well, he and his band that was about to rent a big van from Budget, and they were going to drive to Milwaukee, and he heard about Kate's situation again to Chicago. Said they'd be glad to take her, it's on the way. So they did. Meanwhile, back in Chicago, Kevin's cutting down a little Christmas tree, and Harry Marv sees him. And Harry's like, I think we got a skimpy kindergartner. So Kevin's fixing up his tree with ornaments, and Harry's looking through. Kevin could see him in Harry's reflection, and so he turns to Marv's like, remember that kid we saw the other day? He lives here. Well, if the kid's there, the parents gotta be. He's home alone. Yeah, so they decide to come back tonight, and everything's. And after that, meanwhile, not just like Kevin hears everything. He would be there about 9 o'clock. So and so he's like, "Mom, where are you?" And so Kate's riding with Gus and his gang, and they're playing polka music. He tries to get Kate to play the clarinet, which, of course, I was actually playing clarinet at the time. Well, the video got released, and because I played clarinet all the way from middle school all the way up to high school. Yeah, you better believe it. Except, I didn't play clarinet all the time. I did play contrabass, but only at concerts. So he goes to see this Santa Claus and what have you, just wants his family back. And so he was walking over the neighborhood, looking at families getting together and what have you. Then he hears some music from the church and goes in, looks around, and has a seat. And soon he encounters Marley. He just smiles and says, "Merry Christmas. May I sit down?" Kevin nodded. So his granddaughter is in the choir. So, and he says, you can say hello when you see me. You don't have to be afraid. There's a lot of things going on with me. Just aren't true. So, well, he explains that even if he said he was a good boy, but it's like been kind of a pain lately. He said some things I shouldn't have. Really hasn't been too good this year. You know? But he explains lots of things. Well, Marley says he's not welcome sometimes, but he's always welcome to the church, but not welcome with his son. So he explains that he had an argument with his son years back. He just doesn't care to see him anymore. Well, he explains that even if he could still talk to his son, I mean, he wouldn't have to be afraid anymore. So he just kind of suggested, and explaining about getting Christmas presents and what have you. So told him to run along home. and think about what he said. And, well, Kevin gets us like, what about you? I'm like, me? It's like, yeah, you and your son. We'll see what happens. Yep, and then Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Boy, glad Kevin managed to make a new friend in Old Man Marley. Soon the clock struck 8 and he rushes home, locks up the door to his home. It's like, this is my house. I have to defend it. So he fixes out a plan to fix up booby traps. So he gets everything set up and everything. And soon the fun begins. Once he's about to have a mac and cheese there, the clock strikes 9. He loads up the BB gun and says to the audience, this is it. Don't get scared now. And so they come up. Merry Christmas, little fella. Harry's like, we know that you're in there and that you're all alone. Yeah, come on, kid, open up, said Marvin. It's like, it's Santa Claus and his elf. Harry agrees. We're not gonna hurt you, he says, like, and Marv's like, no, got some nice presents for you. Kevin's ready to aim the BB gun right at Harry's crotch and fires. Oh boy, he's just aiming, get one word. Marv sticks his hand in the doggy door. Kevin just like, hello, and shoots the BB gun. Shoots the BB hit right in the forehead. Oh boy, he's like, yes. Marv's like, the Lord Shark is armed. So off they go. They both run into a little slick situation. Harry loses his crowbar once he slides off the stairs. It's all icy. Kevin used the hose to, well, on the basement steps and a bucket of water to make the front steps icy. Really funny. Well, after so many attempts, well, Marv can't even make it, and so he manages again and opens the door to the basement, goes inside, looks. He tries to switch the light on, and suddenly iron hits him. That's funny. Harry tries for the third time to get up there and manages to get up the steps and reaches for a doorknob. Where that it had like one of those little heat things on there, a little glowing thing like a branding iron or something. It turns that doorknob into a branding iron. That'll hurt. Oh boy. It's branded with the M on it. Yeah, and Marv's trying to get up the steps. It's all covered with tar, and soon once he loses his shoes, his socks, and his barefoot hits a nail and screams like crazy. Man, Harry rushes to the back door. He's like, I'm gonna rip his head off. It spits on his hand to make sure there was no hotness on the doorknob. You're dead, kid. And the blowtorch is right at the entrance, and that was hysterical. Rosa jumps into the snow, and boy, Marv grabs his crowbar, leaves, but he forgot about the ice. Whoop! Boy, Harry's feeling his head still hot in one hand. Rushes in, breaks the door, and the blowtorch falls off. Then Marv sees a window open and is ready to come in. Harry's looking around. Here's Kevin. Oh no, I'm pretty scared. Yeah, it's like, it's too late for you, kid. We're coming to get you. It's like, okay, come and get me. Comes into the dining room and into a plastic wrap with glue on it. It's like, now you're dead. And a trip rope and bang goes out with feathers. Coming in there. Marv comes in and he's not aware with his bare feet. He's got to get a cup because there's Christmas ornaments on the floor, and that is gonna hurt my friends. Whew. Boy, can't even believe this. So they reunite, and then Kim's like, "I'm up here, you morons! Come and get me!" They didn't see micro machines on the floor, and it's like after a rough crash, it's like, "You guys give up, or you're thirsty for more." Rushes up and bombards them with paint cans. Yeah, knocks them out, and knocks out Harry's gold tooth too. Kevin manages to call 911 and pretends that he's Mr. Murphy, so manages to get away. Harry hits the trip wire, loses balance, and Marv catches him, and soon Kevin sees the tarantula, he catches him, and puts it right on Marv's face. So Kevin races up to the attic, and he's got himself bicycle handles right there to a rope. Slides to its clubhouse. Oh. And Harry's not where the tarantula's on. Mark's like, "Harry, don't move." And then raises his crowbar and smacks. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. Then he teaches him a lesson. Smash so hard. He's like, "How you like that, huh?" Yeah. So Kemp takes a deep breath and zooms out. Boy, that's good. Crushes through a bit of the clubhouse, but he's okay. The treehouse. He's like, "Where'd he go?" I was like, "Maybe he committed suicide." Yeah, it's like, "Down here, you big horse's ass! Come and get me before I call the police!" Yeah, but they decide to climb out through the window onto the road. Marv's just too afraid. What have you? Yeah. He's like, "Let's go back, Harry." Yeah, just scared him. Like, Kevin comes out with a big pair of garden shears, like, "Hey guys, check this out." And he's like, "Go back." Like this, and Ken's like, and zoom over that rope and smacked right into the wall. They recover, and Kevin's off heading for the Murphys. Then he tells them, "Hey, I'm calling the cops." And he's like, "Wait, he wants us to farm. I got a better idea. Come on." They pull a fast one. Once Kevin's in the basement, it's flooding, and well, they already made it to the kids. Like, "Hiya, pal, we outsmarted you this time." Hanging up on the little nails there is like, "What are we gonna do to him, Harry? Gonna do exactly what he did to us. Gonna burn his head with a blowtorch and smash his face with an iron." But they're not aware that Marley's not too far behind. Like to slap a man in the face with a paint can, maybe, or shove a nail through his foot. And Harry's like, "First thing I'm gonna do is bite off every one of these little fingers one at a time." Before he could, Marley smacks Marv out, and Harry turns around and Marley smacks him. Like, "Come on, let's get you home." He smiled, carrying off Kevin. The police catch them and everything. And well, Kevin's like, says to himself, "This is great." So he sees the wet bandits go off to jail and sets up some stuff for a surprise visitor or something. And well, Kate believes that she's a bad parent, and Gus told her that he never left a child at home, but he did leave one at a funeral parlor once. Yeah. So it was Christmas morning, and I do believe Kevin wakes up and believes that his folks are mom's back, but nothing. Soon the budget van appears. Kate gets out, calls for Kevin. Kevin comes out and then sees his mom. And she apologizes, and well, a big embrace. Well, told Kevin that news can come in soon, but no sooner had she said that, everyone was back. Wow. And so, well, everyone was happy to see him, including Buzz. So, Kate's like, "How did you guys get home?" And Peter's like, "Oh, we took the morning flight. Remember the one you didn't want to wait for?" Oh boy. Well, someone has to find an open store. We don't even have milk here. Like, I went shopping yesterday. Yeah, Buzz isn't too thrilling. And Jeff's like, you shopping? And Kevin's like, about the milk, eggs, and fabric softener. Well, Maggie and Lenny were a little surprised, but Kate was really surprised. Peter's like, no, Kim, what a fine guy. What else did you do while we were away? Just hung around. Well, after they all went their separate ways, Peter finds the gold tooth, but he doesn't know what it is. So Kevin looks out the window, and we see Marley with his kids and his granddaughter, I do believe his son, I think, reunited. So I think it was his son who was kind of Kevin, and he does as well. So he wants him leave, and suddenly we hear Buzz yell, "Kevin, what did you do to my room?" Kevin's shocked and rushes off, and that's the end. Whew, I'm sorry. I think this is going to be the longest review I've done yet now. Would I recommend Home Alone? Most definitely. I'm sure a lot of you have seen this. I know next year will be the film's 30th anniversary, but I thought I'd go ahead and celebrate it early by reviewing it. So you need to see Home Alone if you haven't seen it. Now, I think it's going to be on Disney Plus. I'm sure since Disney bought Fox. I heard they're planning to do a new version of it, but we'll see how that goes. I doubt that this will be big. Anyway, I love the cast. I love every bit of it. The music by John Williams. No stranger to doing movies like, great movies like this and Star Wars and Superman. Oh man, and lots of others. The list goes on for John Williams. He's a great composer. Chris Columbus did a great job in directing. I love every bit of Home Alone. I did relive this not a few months ago on IFC, so did well. It spun out a sequel, which was Home Alone 2: Lost in New York, which I'll be reviewing tomorrow. So stay tuned for that review, and I will also be reviewing Star Wars Episode 3: Revenge of the Sith tomorrow. So now, please tell me what you thought about Home Alone. I'm sure a lot of you loved it, or did you not like it? Please let me know in the comments section. Like and subscribe to my channel and be a part of the Big D Nation. And join me tomorrow when I continue with Home Alone 2: Lost in New York and Star Wars Episode 3: Revenge of the Sith, which I think that's what I'm reviewing first thing. So be ready for it. So until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.